Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 5 selections for tomorrow's racing. But before we get into them, I just want to go through a couple of announcements with you. Now, first of all, if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the latest episode of the In the Saddle podcast. I'll leave links to it in the description box below, where I preview the ITV races this weekend with Liz Batchelor, Paul Callahan and Izzy Phillips. So if you want to listen to them, we've got all the major podcast platforms covered. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. Also, as well, if you want to check out my selections for round 2 of the Betfair Tipstar Challenge, I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to check them out as well. So, yeah, a couple of things away from the YouTube channel this weekend. And also, as well, before I reveal my selections for tomorrow, I quickly just want to reflect on how our tips performed today. In the end, it was a good day as we had a winning nap with Shearer. It wasn't an easy watch, but in the end, he got the job done and he showed a good determined attitude. Still probably inexperienced, but I think the more he's raced, the better he'll become, and he probably will become a 3 mile chaser in time. And that was a good result for him today. And Paul Nicholls' team as well running a lot better. The only other tip that ran for us was my next best at Doncaster with Jake Dancer. In the end, the race just didn't go to plan for him. Maybe the ground really went against him. But yeah, just obviously wasn't good enough on the day and had no real excuses. But on the whole, it's been a good day, good start to the month, and fingers crossed we can keep the form going into tomorrow's racing. And we're going to be going to Newbury for the first selection, where we go to the 150. Is going to be an extra tip that runs in the Great Wood Gold Cup, the feature race on Newbury's card. And I quite like the chances here of Paint the Dream for Connor Brace and Fergal O'Brien. Currently available a 9-1. I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here. Now, this horse is now down to his last winning mark of 147, and I think he could have a good chance in this race tomorrow. He's a horse that likes to be ridden prominently, and that was suiting horses at Newbury today. Not too many horses were coming from off the pace, and it's something that I've noticed at Newbury quite a lot. Not a lot of horses that have been held up have been coming off the pace. And Paint the Dream, he likes to get on with things. He likes to get into a good rhythm. And like I say, he's now down to his last winning mark of 147. He ran his rivals ragged when he won at Chepstow in the autumn. He went off the boil a little bit after that because he was probably a little bit too high in the weights. But down to a mark of 147, I think he's definitely got a chance. This isn't the most competitive of races in the world, and I think he'll handle the ground as well. He's a previous course winner over slightly further, so that shouldn't phase him. I just thought this could be his big season target. And yeah, he's now down on his last winning mark, and I'm expecting a good run for our money, and I think he can go well at a price in this race. I know Tamarok de Mathan will be attracting a lot of support, but I'm not sure about the ground. It has been quite tested by the looks of it at Newbury today, and I just would want to take him on. And I think Paint the Drain could be the answer, and it just could become a stamina test. So that's why I'm going to side with him there. We then go to the next best of the day. We then go to the 240 at Kelso, and I just thought Espoir and Romay took so many boxes here. He's currently available at 7-4. I'm going to recommend a 1 point win bet here as the next best. Now, this horse, Espoir de Romay in the 240 at Kelso, he's really well treated in this race. It's a conditions race. They're all off levels. And yes, there are some horses that will be given away weight for various penalties and that, but he's unpenalised. He's clearly the best on ratings. He's officially rated 160, and he's still only an 8-year-old, and he could still have a bit more to offer. He's unlucky probably not to be a Grade 1 winner. He was running a Stormer last year at Aintree behind Chantry Chouse. I just think that he's a class above these. And yes, he's got to prove himself after a little bit of a break. We've not seen him since he finished third at Carlisle in the Colin Parker, but that form's worked out okay. He'll probably be suited by returning to this longer trip. He's pretty versatile on all kinds of ground. He's won on heavy before, so I don't think if it is testing tomorrow at Kelso, it should be an issue for him. I think he's a class above, and that's why I'm going to be putting him up as my next best of the day in the 240 at Kelso. We then go with my nap, which will run in the 315 at Kelso, and I like the chances here of Sandaroo for Stuart Crawford and Ben Bromley, currently available at 11-1 with Betfair and Paddy, who are offering 4 places on this race. I'm going to recommend a 1 point each way selection here. Now, this horse, Sandaroo, is a really interesting contender. Last time we saw him, he won at this course over 2 miles, 5 furlong back in early February. And even though, yes, he might have been a bit fortuitous, he was definitely a worthy winner on that occasion. And I can't believe he was only raised £3 for that run. I think there could be plenty more to come. The drop back to 2 miles shouldn't be an issue with him. He's quite a classy sort. If you go back through some of his earlier form, he finished in a third in Fred Winter when he was previously trained by Gordon Elliott. I think there's lots more to come. He's still only 6, and he won't mind if the ground gets a little bit testing too. So yeah, he's going to be my nap of the day. Sandaroo in the 315 at Kelso. Cloth Cap is the next selection. I just couldn't let him go off here. Cloth Cap at at 9-1 with Paddy Power and Betfair. I thought that was a crazy price. I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection. I don't think his run last time out at Ascot was that bad. Yes, he did refuse at the final fence, but he was still banging contention coming into the home turn, and maybe he was just carrying a bit of a big weight that day. He is now down to a mark of 147, which is actually the mark he won off this time last year when he won the Premier Chase, which is going to be run tomorrow at Kelso. So I just think he's now down to a mark you can't ignore. The ground hopefully will be drying out at Doncaster. I'm not expecting too much rain. And if he's ridden prominently, which it can normally favour front runners at Doncaster at the moment, get into a good rhythm. I just thought this wasn't a particularly strong race for the grade. And at the prices, I couldn't let him go off at that price. And that's why he's going to be one of my extra tips of the day. We then go with another extra tip, which runs in the 337 at Newbury. Commanche Red. You can get 4 places with SkyBet at 8-1. I thought this was a crazy price. Trained by Chris Gordon, Jamie Moore, but for the ride. I don't think he's been running that badly in some better races than this. Likes of the Lanzarote Hurdle when he finished 8th, finished 4th the time before that behind Marie's Rock. Plenty of those races have been franked in the last couple of weeks. I just didn't think he should be this price at all. He's £3 below his last winning mark. Jamie Moore's 1 from 1 on him. He'll probably be ridden handily tomorrow. He's well treated on a lot of his old form. I just thought Commanche Red here was potentially thrown in, and this is a lot easier compared to what he's been running in against recently, and it's definitely the right trip for him, and the yard have been going well. So Commanche Red it is for me in the 337 at Newbury. So they're the tips then for tomorrow's racing. Let me know in the comments box below what you're going to be back in tomorrow. If you're still enjoying these videos, please remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe here to my YouTube channel at Lucky Loaders 15, and we'll be seeing you again soon.